Work on this last bit of the Wellington terminal has reached my concentration limit for today. So instead of making Wellington, let's fire up X-Plane and have a break and try flying at Wellington. And what? Get out of the way! I'm a plane. You're supposed to wait for me. And yeah, and what plane it is, it's the default MD-82. Alitalia colours. Yeah, so, that's, wait a minute, that's something I don't think I've shown you before, is it? Yeah, Traffic Global had a plain white blank texture plane that kept showing up. And after tracking down what it was, it's an Air New Zealand aircraft, but looking at the files, it had a correctly named texture path, the texture picture was there, so I've no idea why it wouldn't work and was using the default blank texture. What the hell are you doing? Wait, no overtaking me, I was first! For God's sake, you can't just push in like that! Oh, for God's sake. Pilots, nothing else is coming. I don't care, I'm just going to pull out in front of you anyway. Oh, right, you're going to park, you're not pushing in, are you? Actually, yeah, you'll be that plane that just landed. Well, yeah, sorry for shouting at you, didn't, yeah, okay, right then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll go for 3, shall we? Because yeah, that's about the limit of my knowledge with this plane. Yeah, as I say, with the texture, so didn't really know how to fix that, so I just went for plan B instead and painted the blank default texture in Southfield and Express colours. And now we get some of those at various larger airports, and there's still plenty of other models of Air New Zealand planes, so there's plenty of black and white things around. It's just now you occasionally get an orange and blue one as well, which is quite nice. It works for me. Yeah, no idea. Let's throttles, see what happens. And we're up. And the gear. Yeah, not doing too much today. I'm just going to circle around and try landing again. Ignoring the challenging landings videos, which are intentionally to, stupid and difficult fantasy airstrips. As I mentioned in the last of these just flying videos, I had been making some really smooth touchdowns lately. And as I have a reputation to uphold as a complete danger to all aircraft, I did say I'd try a flight in something I don't usually get out of the hangar and see what happens with a plane where I'm not familiar with the flight characteristics. And in this case, don't even know what sort of takeoff speeds or landing speeds I should be going at. So it's a bit of a voyage of discovery, really, and I'm just going to hand fly it and we'll see what happens and if we can possibly get back down safely. Yeah, I thought this one could be nice and preferable to a 737 or something like that, as I do like this plane. I never fly it, but I do like it. There's no screen in front of you. It's good old-fashioned steam gauges, which personally I love. Yeah, some are digital displays of instruments, but like vertical speed indicator, for instance. That may be a digital display, but it's a display of a dial and a needle, so it works and looks just like a steam gauge instrument, which is brilliant. I know there's the Payware Rotate MD80, which is supposedly very good, and I must admit I have been tempted. I really enjoyed my times back when we had X-Plane 11 in the FlyJSim 737-200 and all the old school steam gauge instruments in that. But unfortunately it's totally broken for X-Plane 12 and unusable, and I don't know what FlyJSim are doing. I did say back when X-Plane 12 came out that they were going to update all their products for it, but we've had X-Plane 12 for quite a while and there's been a whole lot of silence coming from FlyJSim, so I've no idea when or even if that will happen. Even if they called it a brand new plane and we had to buy it again for X-Plane 12, I'd probably be okay with that. Still like my GA aircraft, but once in a while that was a lot of fun. As I don't know about them, then Rotate MD80, that could be an interesting option. Some nice bigger airports in NZ, and as I'm flying in Japan occasionally too these days, there's larger distances between big airports. A little airliner, that would make sense when I fancy a change from my GA planes, which I usually fly around. Could also be fun to learn something brand new as well, because while I know my way around a 737 cockpit, this would be starting from scratch trying to figure out how to use it properly. Well, one day maybe. Well, we'll see. I mean, my ideal one was, my first ever flight sim was FS2 on the Amiga many years ago. Then instead of a computer I had PlayStations for a while, so didn't bother for years, and it was FS9 when I finally got back into flight sims. There was a plane I downloaded for that, which was freeware, which was a nice bonus, and that was the YS11. It was a really good version of it considering it was freeware, and I absolutely loved that, as it was a little different to other aircraft. I can't remember now all of it, but there's things like there was a methanol injection you had to do into the engines for takeoff. Things could go wrong if you moved the throttle too quickly. It had its own quirks with how you flew it. This was not a normal aircraft compared to other things. So that would be my dream plane. Payware quality YS11 and get back to flying one of those again. That would be lovely.
1000.
And somebody did upload a YS11 at the org forum a while ago that they'd done with PlaneMaker, but unfortunately that was very much freeware quality, and well, let's be honest, it wasn't very good, so that was the end of that. Never mind. Anyway, but back to this plane, and let's see if we can try and get this thing on the ground. No idea what I'm doing with speeds or anything, so it's kind of gear down, full flaps, see what happens.
400.
Fortunately the weather's not too bad, don't have that really to worry about.
200.
Seems to be going okay so far. Okay, we're a bit low, but apart from that...
200.
I'm doing okay.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Yeah, that seems to be floating forever. Oh, finally down. Spoilers, reverses, brakes, everything out, slowing down, and we are alive. We've made it. Yeah, cool. Yeah, let's have another look. Yeah, clearly I think I've got too much speed there, because that was a very long float, wasn't it? You can't really call that a bounce. I think that was having so much speed, I actually flew it back into the air again, didn't I? Never mind, not too bad from somebody who doesn't know what speed he was supposed to be flying at, so... Yeah, we made it. Just quite glad we've got quite a long runway, because I seem to have used most of it. Yeah, head back down and park up. Yeah, and at least it wasn't a butter smooth perfect landing like I've been doing in the Baron lately, and well, even that Thrandra Caravan, that was a really smooth one. Actually, yeah, Thrandra, they'd be the ones, wouldn't they? I'm sure most countries have a lottery, and we do over here. You win a few million. I don't play that often, maybe one every 5 or 6 weeks, something like that. So yeah, I'm not a regular, but yeah, if I ever did win the lottery, a few million in the bank, yeah, Thrandra, yeah, give them a call and say, right, I'm going to pay you to make me a YS11. That would be the one. And past our ever-changing signpost. As I have been changing that with every update I've done. Thinking as the next update will be the final one, or certainly final for quite a while, then have to think of something good for that. Or maybe just turn it into a more normal signpost, because yeah, jokes stop being funny after you've read them 20 times, don't they? You're not going to get out of my way. Yeah, priorities. You move, I'm a plane, you let me through. Come on, hurry up, for God's sake, will you? Thank you. And you, stop there. Yeah, park up by our slightly floating in the air and not textured yet terminal building. But, and still missing quite a few details yet. It's the general shape it seems to fit, so that will do. Right, there we go then. That was, well, I don't really know what to call that. Yeah, a little circuit around, well, it wasn't even a circuit, was it? That was kind of more of a weird oval sort of shape thing. But, yeah, that was Wellington to Wellington. Yeah, I'm off. I'll see you again soon for the next one. Bye.